Welcome to Brain Vision.
All right, let's look at the change of volume due to a temperature change in acetone. So first of all, we should look up the volume expansion coefficient for acetone in our textbooks. And that's going to be equal to 1.5 times 10 to the negative 4 inverse degrees Celsius. And we can calculate our volume change by the equation delta V is equal to beta V initial delta T. Now, to find delta T, well, we can just subtract Ti from Tf. And of course that ends up just being negative 15 degrees Celsius. Now let's go out and fill out this equation. Delta V is equal to 1.5 times 10 to the negative 4 inverse degrees Celsius times 100 milliliters. Delta T is negative 15 degrees Celsius. You should find that delta V is equal to negative 0.225. And of course this is equal to our final volume minus our initial volume, which is just 100 milliliters. And so if we want to find our final volume, it is just going to be 99.8 milliliters. Okay, now what about at the 32 degrees Celsius? Okay, well, if our T final is 32 degrees Celsius, we know our delta T is going to be equal to 32 minus 35, which is, of course, negative 3 degrees Celsius. And so we can return to our volume expansion equation and plug in our numbers. So for beta, we still have 1.5 times 10 to the negative 4. Our volume, our initial volume, again, starts at 100 milliliters. This time our change in temperature is negative 3 degrees Celsius. And of course delta V ends up equaling negative 0.045 milliliters. And of course this is equal to our final volume minus our initial volume, which is 100. And so again, if we want to find our final volume, it ends up equaling about 99.96 milliliters. Now, of course, this is below the 100 milliliter line because it is below 100 milliliters, but we also need to consider the flask. And because the temperature in the flask increases from 20 degrees Celsius, 32 degrees Celsius, we get a delta T of 12 degrees Celsius. That means that its volume will increase. So likewise, the line where it would say 100 milliliters would also be higher because its volume would increase, so it wouldn't quite be as accurate.